We all know that while the Switch is an amazing system, its portable nature means that there are hardware restrictions that separate it from its current gen counterparts. That being said, some developers seem to be able to work a certain magic in their ports, Panic Button on Bethesda games comes to mind, to create an amazing handheld experience. With that in mind, I thought I would compile a list of the 10 best ports on the Nintendo Switch. Now, just in case I miss one, let me know and we'll revisit this list again with the Reader Edition. And I want to also say that this list is in no particular order. The Witcher 3. CD Projekt Red's subliminal Witcher 3 made the transition to the Nintendo Switch and was initially a little blurry with the graphics department, but still an enjoyable romp. Thankfully, the game has continued to receive support, even to the extent of users being able to tweak graphics to a very respectable state and frame rate. Not only is the entirety of The Witcher 3 available with no content compromises, both its amazing expansions made the jump too, giving gamers hundreds of hours of sword and story on the go. The game is honestly one of the greatest games of all times, with intricately written characters, enthralling quests, and an amazingly crafted world that will draw you in from start to finish. Doom, both 2016 and Eternal. Okay, it might be a cheap shot adding both Dooms on one entry, but they are such frantic and fun games, I couldn't choose between the two. The fast-paced run-and-gun gameplay with gory finishes and balls-to-the-wall action make them hard to pass up. Both ports run smooth despite the amount of action going on, and the fluid controls make it a blast to play. While Doom Eternal may have had a few more compromises due to the enhanced damage engine, both games still look out of this world. Panic Button has done an outstanding job bringing both of these critically acclaimed titles to the Nintendo Switch. Civilization 6. A friend of mine once recommended playing Civ 6 and I managed to pick it up on sale on the eShop many moons ago. At first I didn't like the gameplay style and I was really lost, but after watching a few tutorials on YouTube, I was hooked on the one more turn mentality of this amazing and in-depth game. The port of Civ 6 runs well, although there are some performance hitches when you get to 500 turns in. But that doesn't take away from the impressive scale and scope of the game. The expansions and recently released leader passes also made the jump to handheld, and online features make this game almost infinitely replayable. When I was in the Outback for a week without internet, I played the most epic single-player skirmish of Civ 6, and it's experiences like this that make me rate this game as one of my all-time favourites on the Switch console. Sniper Elite 4. The Sniper Elite series up until recently was a rather underrated gem. The ports on Switch are some of the best examples of how a port should be done. Graphically impressive, smooth frame rate, and finely tuned controls make hunting down bad guys on the go a great experience. All DLCs can also be snapped up on this great game that regularly goes on sale. And the other games in the series, with the exception of 5, are also available on the Switch. It doesn't really matter where you start in the series, but Sniper Elite 4's open world approach to missions easily make it the best in the series that you can play on the Switch. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition. Skyrim was what sold many people on the Switch when it was released. Sure, it might not look as visually impressive as some other games on this list, but the concept of fitting a game on the scale of Skyrim in handheld was such a foreign concept at the time. Many people were even wondering if it could be done. Skyrim and all its expansions came to the Switch with the impeccable performance, amazing open world scale, and even some Legend of Zelda amiibo items for a little bit of added Nintendo flair. The game has recently seen the anniversary upgrade released, which adds a myriad of quests and gameplay, as well as curated mods and items that further expand the game. Skyrim paved the way for other developers to show just how amazing the console was at launch, and it is my favourite game of all time. Red Dead Redemption. Since I covered Red Dead Redemption, I have found that I keep getting the thumbs down on a few videos that mention this game, but there's no denying that it is a fantastic, if somewhat straightforward port. The world of Red Dead Redemption has been perfectly ported across and runs amazing on both the main campaign and Undead Nightmare expansion. Multiplayer was sadly axed, which stopped this game from possibly being the greatest port of all time. And the steep price on launch really irked gamers as it was priced at a AAA brand new release. Despite these problems, from a technical standpoint, Red Dead Redemption is an amazing port and still a great game. Nier Automata. Nier Automata features some of the craziest and most impressive set pieces on the Nintendo Switch. Despite all the crazy going-ons, including game-swapping genres on the fly, the game plays perfectly, creating an amazing experience. Graphics paint a desolate and abandoned world overrun by robots, some as big as skyscrapers, and the sheer scale of the battles goes off without a hitch due to the quality of the port. Combat is fluid, controls are tight, and the voice acting is great in this fantastic port. The best part? It's very reasonably priced in both digital and physical copies, making it a great port that's hard to say no to.
Not really. I just figured it might feel nice to have some good weather.
The XCOM 2 collection. The XCOM series is an amazing port that will give you hours of tactical combat action. The collection includes the sublime and sometimes punishing War of the Chosen, which radically alters the game for the better. The port features a great control system which makes it easy to control your units on the field, as well as run smoothly when the action heats up. The load times can be a little taxing, but once you're on mission, there's no distraction stopping you from combating the alien threat on Earth. The game also features cross-save compatibility, allowing you to resume your campaign on a different device should you see fit. Divinity II: Original Sin. Divinity II is one of the greatest RPGs to grace the Nintendo Switch system. Developed by Larian Studios, who made the recently released and critically acclaimed Baldur's Gate 3, Divinity II is a sprawling epic that features an intricate gameplay system, allowing you to tackle problems however you see fit. The port is high quality with amazing graphics, fully fledged voice acting, and refined controls for a great gameplay experience. I have sunk many hours into this game, including starting over again, only to discover something I missed the first time around. It's an amazing port of a fantastic game, and I highly recommend it. No Man's Sky. If you put a gun to my head and ask me what I think the best port on the Nintendo Switch is, I would have to say No Man's Sky. Even before the incredible 4.4 Echoes patch that upgraded the graphics, No Man's Sky was a technical marvel that still has people scratching their heads on how it works. An infinite galaxy full of infinite planets, procedurally generating an infinite amount of flora and fauna. No Man's Sky is a game that has so much on offer, you will literally never see it all. Couple that with an incredible ongoing support and constant stream of free expansion packs, No Man's Sky is a game that has something for everyone, and what better place to explore the galaxy than in the palm of your hands. So there's my list of amazing Switch ports, and I know I've missed some. So you let me know what your favourite ports are, and I'll come back and we'll make a Reader's Edition list as well to see how they compare.